We are always projecting, showing the world the highlight reel, who we want to be and how we want to be seen. Are some of the things that we're projecting actually true? Yeah, sure. But are they the whole truth? Here's the thing. If we're gonna be honest, we're all kind of full of it sometimes, aren't we? There's this fear that if the world really knew us, they couldn't love us, wouldn't accept us. There's this person that we are, and there's this person that we want everyone to think that we are. Timothy Keller once said it like this: to be loved but not known is comforting but superficial. To be known and not loved is our greatest fear. But to have both, that's perfection. In essence, that's what this video is about. I want to show you the real me. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a bit different, but before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any future content. We often get caught up in portraying a curated version of ourselves, but it's time to break free from that. But the truth is, you can't break free from what you don't know has you bound. Jesus in John chapter 8, before he deals with their bondage, he first addresses their blindness. So this is the real me, and I want to encourage you to find freedom from the you that you pretend to be. Let me set it up like this. How come no one ever posts themselves scarfing down on a Big Mac on Instagram? When you're scrolling on social media, you can't help but see the kale salads, all the detoxifying, the kombucha this, the cleanse that. How come no one ever owns up to eating McDonald's? According to the internet, the forward-facing version of ourselves is too healthy, too good, and too image-conscious for Mickey D's. If we accepted everything that we saw on social media, we'd be led to believe that no one ever eats at McDonald's. But how is that possible? You can't drive 5 miles in this country and not see a McDonald's on the corner of the street. And every time I drive past one, the parking lots and the drive-thrus are full. Someone's eating there, but it's not just food that we do this with. It's everything. Do you know who the most hated band in America is? Nickelback. They've held that title for decades. I mean, it's not even close. They find themselves on the tail end of every joke about music that everyone hates. But guess what? When Nickelback comes to your town, they play stadiums. So someone's listening to Nickelback. Do you see the pattern here? I mean, let's look online for 5 seconds. We claim to be salad eating, crossfitting, charity giving, small business supporting, keto dieting, indie band before they were famous listening, meal prepping, family prioritizing, church attending, Habitat for Humanity volunteering, no filter using, Toms wearing, whale saving, corporate America shunning, juice cleansing, free range, fair trade, environmentally sustainable, gourmet coffee sipping group of people. But in reality, we're also McDonald's eating, couch sitting, tabloid reading, Walmart shopping, top 40 listening, lotto ticket buying, beer drinking, meme scrolling, bachelorette binging, Kardashian obsessed, Tinder swiping, double chin having, time wasting, SUV driving, DM sliding, bikini photo liking, late night Postmates ordering, Pornhub surfing, TMZ loving, and too lazy to recycle group of people. That last part there was an excerpt from a book called Delete That by John Kreist. It just goes to show that we all have a version of ourselves that we want the world to see, but then there's the real us. Sometimes it feels like we're all just out here faking at keeping it real and hoping that no one notices. So what does authenticity even mean? It's the quality of not being false or copied. Genuine, real. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we really are. We live in a world where social media often blurs the lines between reality and fantasy, making it hard to distinguish sometimes between the two. I want to share with you a bit of my personal journey as I've wrestled with and as I move towards true authenticity. But here's the truth. Pastors aren't supposed to struggle. If we are, it's clearly because we're not praying enough, not reading the Bible enough, or fill in the blank of whatever the enough is. Take the word pastor out, put the word Christian, insert your adjective. I constantly feel the pressure to conform, to fit into certain expectations, or perhaps the worst, measure success by the same line that everyone else does. You see, I know that there are certain things that work, but if I do those things just because I want the results that those things produce, am I truly fulfilling the call of God on my life? Well, if I don't get the desired result, but I am being me, then am I the problem? Knowing this, I still struggle when things don't go a certain way. When it feels like there are more empty chairs at church than full ones. When it feels like there are more people walking out of the door than walking in. I've learned that my job is not to try to fix people. My job as a pastor is to lead the people of God in the worship of God, and to lead them to living a holy life. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that's been a tough lesson. I preached at a different church this past weekend, and I was introduced in such a way that it caused me to pause and wrestle with what they were actually saying about me. Is it even true? I get it, I was introduced through one person's perspective, but it just didn't feel real. It almost felt like even though I didn't tell them to say those things, like I was lying. One reason why we struggle to show off who we really are is the fear of judgment. How will they perceive me if I show them who I really am? Now, it's natural to worry about what others might think, but the Bible says that the fear of man will prove to be a snare. If we allow ourselves to live in a way that's controlled by other people, we'll never accomplish anything. It's essential to recognize that not everyone will understand you, accept you, or appreciate you for who you really are. And here, I hope that this will set you free. That's okay. Yeah, that's easier said than done from a person who struggles with people pleasing. But authenticity is not the easy way out, it's the courageous way in. It's choosing to show up and be real in a world that often rewards conformity over courage. When you embrace the real you, you attract more genuine connections, and you create a more fulfilling life. Authenticity breeds confidence and self-acceptance, which leads to a more joy-filled, meaningful existence. True authenticity is not about being perfect, it's about being real. It's in our willingness to be vulnerable that we find our true strength. Craig Groeschel once said it like this: we might impress people with our strengths, but we connect with people through our weaknesses. So this is the real me. I'm a flawed human trying to follow a perfect God closely. I'm a guy who tries to eat good but fails regularly, and when I do, I feel an overwhelming sense of guilt. I want to be a present husband and dad, but I constantly find my face glued to my phone screen. I have a mountain of insecurities, and I know I tend to hide them well, but in hiding them well, I know that I'm not healing from them. As a Christian, I often feel way more like a Pharisee than an actual disciple of Jesus. And even though I have all of these flaws, and way more, this is what I want people to say of me when I finish my race. He fought the good fight and he finished well. Here's a guy who loved Jesus, was obsessed with his bride, was a great dad and a devoted pastor to his church. A man who served faithfully despite all of the world's circumstances. He was a strong leader who believed in people and helped them make a difference in their world. He was a wise steward, a guy who took care of everything that was entrusted to him. His health, influence, money, time, and he used all these things to glorify God. But he also enjoyed the ride. He was rich in friendships, experiences, and generosity. A man who lived and left a legacy. See, God cares a lot more about the who you are becoming than the what you are doing. So who is it that you are called to become? When you know who you are, you'll know what to do. Share in the comments below one thing that makes you authentically you. In this journey of faith, authenticity is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's about being honest with ourselves, with others, and with God. And so if you've made it this far into this video, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone that you know needs to hear this message. For daily spiritual encouragement and help becoming a wholehearted follower of Jesus, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any future content. I hope that you were blessed, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.